What's going on, Maximus?
Nothing much. First episode, Diesel University. I'm with the sensei, the trainer, Mr. Miyagi, Broc Dokos.
Wow.
How we doing?
Not too bad. Same old. Another Sunday. Recovery.
Yeah, recovery day. What did you do last night?
Nothing too much. Went to bed around 12. Stayed up
Yeah.
pretty late.
That's good.
Nice
It's
little
not
Saturday.
too
Yeah.
bad. Yeah. All right, well, I got a few questions for you. Took some time. Wrote up a little, let's say like 25 questions here.
Nice. Let's roll
So-
through 'em.
Could you just talk about your athletic journey from like when you first started playing sports all the way up until today? I'm sure it's like a long journey, but
Yeah, I'll give you the edited version. A little shorter. Started wrestling around 3rd grade. Sucked at it. Never won a match until 6th, 7th grade. So it's when I started working out with my dad at Tewksbury Sports Club, and I just got stronger than everybody in 6th and 7th grade, 8th grade, and that's when it started like turning around. And then played football a little bit, junior high, but still sucked at it.
you didn't like it.
Wasn't a big football guy. I was more into wrestling. I like the one-on-one dynamic of it. Like, there's nobody else to blame but yourself for your wins and losses. Got into high school at 170 pounds, wrestling varsity all 4 years for high school wrestling. And semi-okay my freshman year. Had like a 500 record. Sophomore year, placed at sectionals, went 0-2 at states. Junior year, won sectionals, came in 3rd at states. Then senior year, I won sectionals, won states, 2nd at all states, and 4th at New England's. Played football too, but I quit my junior year, came back for senior year just to shits and giggles.
But you are a state champion football player, aren't you?
Yeah.
That's pretty legit.
Yeah, it's cool. It was sick playing at Gillette
Was that
Stadium.
that wasn't the undefeated team, was it?
Yeah.
That was?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Big players like Johnny Howard, Eddie Matavo, James Sullivan, all the Tewksbury old heads.
The dogs.
Yeah.
Johnny's at Bama now, too. Did you hear about that?
Mm-hmm.
That's
Yeah.
sick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Get out there, put in some work. And then I took a brief break from school. Right out of high school, I got into a little bit of trouble, so wasn't really allowed to do anything. And then 2 years went by, hadn't wrestled, couldn't do anything. Was in a shitty situation. Got off the couch basically, and went to a community college in Springfield, and won All-American there. And then after that, COVID hit. So
And then, so didn't you go to Iowa too, or
yeah, I went to.
was that after COVID or like?
That was
during, or-
right. The school year that I went to Iowa was the year that, like, COVID hit in like March or whatever it was, or January.
So it just ended up.
Yeah, just
ended up coming back. And
yeah, lived out there for a couple months, and then made my way back eventually.
Yeah. When did you get
Back
Buckus?
I got Buckus the same year, right before COVID. So that same, right in September, end of September, we got Buckus.
You just been riding with him.
Yeah,
That's your guy.
taking him along. Yeah, he
Yeah.
goes everywhere I go.
That's fire. Like that's like, I feel like I want to have a dog that I just fucking take everywhere with me.
Yeah,
Just
it's
like my best friend. you know?
yeah, it's like it's sick. Like you just
Just
pull-
pull up with the dog.
yeah,
and
you just
shit.
pull up with the
Throw it
dog.
at me.
Yeah.
I'm gonna eat with my dog for a snack. Dude. My dog's like this big.
Jesus.
Yeah, I put her upstairs. She wouldn't shut up if you came in. She's not really a fan of like diesel like guys.
She's not. No, she's not
No,
Diesel.
she's not fucking diesel. I'll tell you what, she's a little fucking bitch. Little small fucking dog. All right, so when you were a kid, did you dream of like becoming like a professional wrestler, and like who'd you like look up to?
I have never watched one football game. I can't name 5 Patriots. I've never watched a NCAA wrestle match.
Never?
I've never watched sports.
Why?
I don't know. I've never like gotten into like watching other people.
Do what you want to do.
Yeah, it drives me insane. Like watching football games, like makes me like
jump.
I want to like go do one-on-ones with my friends outside. Like I don't know, and like I can't find like a justified reason to like sit around and like watch people do athletics. I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean,
like watching your athletes play. Or like actually, you should probably get into NESP a little bit before we start talking about the athletes.
Yeah. So during my little stint of trouble after high school, I started working out with this guy named Eric Wayne, boxing at the West End, and there was this little gem of a gym down below it where we'd roll out and warm up before we go upstairs and box. And money was tight. Didn't have enough money for a membership, so I was trying to like find my way into like getting to train at NESP. Eric knew Joe very well, so they kind of Eric was like my bridge into NESP.
What year was this? Like
2019?
Yeah.
2018, 2019? Yeah. Oh no. 2016.
That's when you first started?
Yeah.
That's when you graduated. Like you graduated 2016, right?
Graduated in 2016. That summer, at the end of the summer, I started working out at NESP on an internship. I'd go there an hour early before the gym opened and clean up a little bit sometimes.
Yeah,
and
sounds familiar.
Yeah, it's very familiar to what I've got going on at the gym now. But yeah, I'd clean. I'd like basically like just have hawk eyes on the 3 trainers at the gym at the time, and just like I was just trying to soak in as much knowledge as I could, because I knew like I wanted to do that. Like I wanted to be a strength and conditioning coach, but I didn't know how, so I just watched this guy Brandon Higgins, Moose, Kevin Collin, and Joe Healy. Would just watch them do the thing, and then I kind of picked it up after a little bit, and eventually got my first client one day, working with little kids.
Yeah, sounds familiar. That's like, so I'm an intern at NESP right now, and sometimes I notice you catch me like watching what you're doing. I feel like, like that's kind of what I'm trying to do. Like that's the path that I'm trying to go down. Like I want to be more involved with like the business side of things, because like I feel like I have a very business oriented mind. So like I'm trying to gauge like I'm obviously I want to learn as much as possible about like working out and like fitness, and try to take a lot from you, and then like just watching like Derek and stuff. Derek's pretty good. He knows his shit.
Derek's a crazy
mad scientist.
Yeah, he's a mad scientist. Yeah,
he is.
If you didn't know Derek, you'd think he's out of his mind, but once you like start to talk to him a little bit, you get more than a sentence out of him, and it's just pure like genius.
Sometimes he just goes like he'll just catch, and then he'll just like talk for like 30 minutes, and you just bringing up shit. You're like, holy shit.
Yeah, he's out of his mind in a good way.
That's good. You need more people like that around you.
100%. Yeah.
Because he knows what he's talking about, and he's like he has like passion when he speaks.
Yeah, he's good for the environment too. Like NESP isn't like some like Planet Fitness, you know. Or like I don't know how to describe it. It's very,
the holes in the wall like kind of tell a story. I feel like the shit like it's just like it has this like grungy feeling to it.
Yeah, it's a fucking badass gym. Badass athletes, yeah.
Like I honestly like when I walk in, like I appreciate like the fucked up like just like the shit that makes it like feel like, oh, I'm not at a fucking Lifetime Fitness. Like this isn't like I'm not here for all the luxuries of a gym. I'm here to fucking work, and there's it just reminds you.
You can throw some fucking weights around. Yeah, you can throw some stuff around. You know, slam a little bit of weights. It's fun. It's easier that way. Yeah.
I mean, you don't gonna worry. There's like not really worries when you're at that gym. It's like you're just doing what you need to do.
No.
Fast and efficient, powerful, strong.
get in, get out.
Yeah, that's what I like to do. Get in, get out. Got things to do. But I got a few more questions. So, for when you wrestled in college, could you just talk a little bit about that and like how I know you said that you spent 2 years like off the couch and then you became an All-American. What was that like for you? Like, were you training during that period, or did you expect to ever get back to wrestling during that period?
Nope. My last wrestling match was at New England's. Then I stopped wrestling.
Like, were you ready to let go of wrestling at that point? Like, did you think?
No, I had a full scholarship out to Iowa and was getting ready for that. But I was taking like my like little rest period after like, busting my ass for the past fucking 13 years. I mean, take a little, I could, deserve a month off, And then shit hit the fan with this kid, this cockroach of a human being. And we got into a physical altercation, and it didn't go his way. And I ended up getting being on house arrest for a little over a year and a half, dealing with the whole case and trial, and ended up being basically dismissed with a quaff. So I have no record now. I was basically dismissed. Soon as I got off of house arrest, the day they cut the bracelet, I started emailing coaches all around because the Iowa coach said, nope. Nope.
Why? Like, how did you find out about it? I heard something like.
Well, when this happened, it was
petitioning, and like somebody reached out to the coach or something like that.
Yep.
Like why? I don't understand.
The other party's family had sent the wrestling coach all the information about the trial and all this nasty stuff, and I even made Intermat Wrestling, which is like a national magazine, national newsletter, that my case about what happened and stuff like that. So it was kind of it was blown way out of proportion. Nothing essentially happened. A couple black eyes, that's it. Yeah, it was very upsetting because, you work hard for something your whole life and you you fuck up once and everything gets taken away from you, and that's like...
Very humbling.
Yeah, very, very, very humbling. It really hit me when I started talking coaches, and they were like, and this is over 2 years old now, nothing happened. I got a quaff, which is basically dismissal. Nothing on my record now. That the coaches still no coach wanted anything to do with me, except for the school in Springfield, which is
what was the
school? Springfield Technical Community College.
Did you do any classes there, or you just wrestled there?
I did the part-time. I took 2 classes a semester. That's all that was needed. I wasn't trying to...
Yeah.
I didn't really care about school that much.
What classes? Did you have like a major? Or?
Yeah, I took nuclear power plant engineering. I wanted to sleep in all day and just go to practice. So it was
nuclear power plant engineering?
So every night for 3 hours I'd go to a class. And then once every Sunday, once every other Sunday, I'd go to a 2-hour class.
Did you have wrestling every day after, like, every day though?
Yeah.
What'd you think about, like, that program? Like, did you feel at home in that program? Or did you feel like, I feel like I need to be doing bigger and better things?
I wouldn't say that I felt like I needed to do bigger and better things, because at the time, like...
You're just blessed to have that opportunity.
Yeah, I mean, I'd wrestle anywhere. I'd wrestle...
Right now in this basement, if I cleared a fucking room for us.
Yeah, if it was back then, I would do anything.
What about right now?
No. The rest, I haven't put on wrestling shoes in a long time. Those are long gone. But yeah, it was just the coach was a great guy. All the kids were great kids. We all lived in the same house together, so it was kind of like a ghetto version of Blue Mountain State.
Yeah.
It was
Springfield.
Right in the heart of Springfield, yeah.
Springfield Mountain State.
Yeah. But yeah, I'm super blessed to go there. It was great.
So then how'd that process go of like becoming an All-American? Like, so I'd assume that's Division 3, right?
No, it's JUCO. So
Okay.
you just basically wrestle a bunch of community colleges. We wrestled Springfield College, WNE, AIC, a bunch of
AIC's pretty good, right?
yeah, and AIC's Division 2. WNE's in Springfield at Division 3, I think. But we wrestled a lot of like 4-year schools and stuff, and always beat the piss out of them.
It's good.
Yeah, it was just a bunch of like.
So you had to beat all the kids in that area to become an All-American, or did you have to, like, travel?
Oh, we traveled. We went across the country and stuff. Nationals was in Texas. Went to Virginia, Tampa. I'm trying to think how far west did we get. I think Texas was the furthest we got out.
Was that your first time like getting to like travel that extensively?
Yeah, like I haven't been out of Massachusetts.
Yeah, you told me that.
Never went on like a vacation or anything. I mean, I went out to New Hampshire, like Hampton Beach and shit like that, but like.
Go to the Rockingham Mall.
Yeah, the Rockingham Mall is like kind of the furthest I'd ever travel, except for doughboy tournaments in high school. But even those are kind of close, you know.
Like when you go to travel for a certain purpose, like for wrestling, did you like try to like take in as much as you could, just because you had that opportunity to like leave your.
Yeah, and you never know like when's your last match gonna be or when's your last year gonna be, because you know anything happens. I try and soak in every single second of it, you know.
Like you look at the palm trees for extra long.
Yeah, and I was never on my phone, like in the like driving on the like cramped little buses throughout like all these states and stuff like that. Always staring outside, like always just taking in the scenery, you know.
Yeah.
Enjoying it.
Yeah, that's a good opportunity to have to like, not necessarily have the opportunity to travel when you're like at home, but like through wrestling you're able to kind of get that experience and like get outside of like your own realm that you've been in for a long time. Like I feel like there's value in that. That's underappreciated. Because I've never had to travel for a sport like that. Like I feel like I've always wanted to do that. I mean, I've traveled on my own, but like traveling for a sport gives it more of like a greater purpose, I feel like.
Yeah, you're on a mission, man.
Yeah.
Like it's you're not just going for shits and giggles. You're going out there for
like a business trip.
Yeah, it's business. Yeah, it's straight up business. Kind of puts you into like a nice like all or nothing mindset, you know. You're going out to this like foreign land and trying to come home with something, you know.
It's like war.
Yeah, it's like it's like a modified version of war.
Storming the beaches of
Yeah. Well, wouldn't compare it to that, but yeah.
No, I would definitely compare it to that, actually.
Oh, man.
I got a few more questions, actually.
Nice.
So when you first started with NESP, like were you an adopter of like their method? Okay, so actually, you know what? How did you become involved with the business aspect of things? Because I know you talked about how you started training there and like had to work to start training there, but obviously you're part owner now. How'd that come into fruition?
It's kind of one of the greatest stories to ever be told. Started as an NESP athlete. Couldn't afford the prices, which are very fair. Couldn't afford it. Was going through trial and all this crazy stuff. Was thousands of dollars on lawyers and stuff like that, trying to secure my freedoms. I started training there as an athlete. Couldn't make the payment, so I'd stay, rack weights, mop the floor every time, and just like kind of just watch the trainers train the other kids. Started picking it up about like, I don't know, about like a month, I don't know, 2 or 3 weeks. I like was scrolling on YouTube or Instagram or somewhere, and I saw this guy Louis Simmons talking about Westside Barbell, and I was like, it clicked in my head that, oh shit, we do Westside Barbell.
Yeah.
So I started reading more into that style of training, and just learning everything I could, which is a lot. Westside's conjugate system is so in depth and it's so lengthy. It's not just it's far from simple. It's one of the most complex training systems out there, with all the special exercises and all the crazy shit that we do at NESP.
Yeah.
But
There's some crazy shit there too.
but started figuring out worked as an unpaid intern. I was on house arrest at the time. Was only allowed the house out of 2 hours out of the 24. So Joe actually helped me out and got me more hours outside of the house as an intern, saying that I'd be at the gym contributing to something, not just walk around the streets of downtown Lowell, Lawrence, and all these shitholes. I was actually doing something good. So I got more hours, which helped me stick around the gym more and see more and experience more with that.
And then it's like you want to be there because there's nowhere else that you can be, right?
I was either at the gym or at my house. It was so strict. I was banned from the entire town of Tewksbury.
That's fucking ridiculous.
It's unconstitutional.
That is unconstitutional.
It's unconstitutional. I was one of the very few people to ever be banned from a town.
Like how? What happens if you show up at Walmart and grab a bag of chips and queso?
Well, the highway I took would cut like over a little bit of Tewksbury, and every time I'd go to the gym, my bracelet would go off, even on the highway.
That's like
very, very unconstitutional. Very un-American of the judicial system.
That is pretty un-American. Mm-hmm. You're banned from the town that you were born and raised in.
Yep, and that I sacrificed so much for. Tewksbury hadn't had a state champ for over 10 years before I came along. I think I did a lot for the town of Tewksbury. Good.
Yeah.
A couple bad things.
Talking about the town of Tewksbury a little bit, I know that one of our coaches that we shared in common, Coach Kaz.
Kasparak, yeah.
I've talked to him about you a few times, and he said he's always got like a spot for you in his heart. Like he's talking about like
Coach
how much
Kaz
of a mentor he was for you.
Yeah, he was one of the few people to not turn their back on me from Tewksbury. A lot of people that I looked up to and thought very highly of turned their back on me when this stuff happened. So Kasparak's the man.
He is.
Yeah.
He's a good guy.
I've seen him at the tournaments. I'll go down to Tewksbury tournaments sometimes, or dual meets, and I'll always say what's up to him. Good guy, great guy.
Yeah.
But so cutting back to the NESP, so working as an unpaid intern, started getting to paid internship, making $100 a week, which is great money. Went right to the lawyer, right out of my pocket, right to his. As a paid intern, I beat my case, went out to school for 1 year, came All-American, came back, and I wanted to work at the gym. I started working out again, and then kind of what you're doing now, exactly what you're doing now. Just learning as much as I can, and eventually I got a job as a strength and conditioning coach at NESP in our, at the time, at the Westford location. It's me and this kid, Brandon Higgins, great kid.
Yeah, he boxes, right?
Yeah, professional boxer. I don't know his record off the top of my head, but he's crushing it. And that's kind of where like my career took off, because it was just me and Brandon most of the time, and Joe would facilitate both as the owner of both locations.
Wait, so you guys had the Westford location and the Lowell location?
Mm-hmm.
But you just kind of condensed it into...
Yeah, it was just... It's hard to franchise. You lose consistency.
Yeah. But honestly, it might just be better to have, like... Because you guys already have kids that travel from all over. Like,
yeah.
You have a kid from... JJ travels from Souhegan, New Hampshire.
Yeah, they drive about 40 minutes every day to come down to the gym.
That's
got
crazy.
a couple youth kids. I just got another youth kid that's driving an hour and a half on Monday.
That must make you feel like you're doing something right?
Yeah.
Just the amount of time, like people, like that kid who drives an hour and a half every day is giving 3 hours.
Just to...
Or no, because that's not even accounting for the hours that he spends at the gym. 2 hours, 5 hours of his day.
Yep.
For what you guys are all about.
Yeah, and the kid's playing sports. He's got school. I'm sure he's got to have a social life. You know,
Yeah.
he's got hanging out with his friends or parents or whatever. You know, but it's a great feeling to know that, like,
It's like a mecca for athletes.
yeah, that's what we're working at, making it the mecca for
The mecca.
athletes.
It
Yeah.
is. Like, the places around, like, first of all, they're going to charge you like $500 for a few sessions a week, and then
Yeah, you pay this outrageous price, and you think you're gonna get this great program because it's so expensive. You know, it's like buying a Gucci shirt that rips on the first night out.
That's fucked.
Yeah, it's fucked up.
That's really
I'd
fucked up.
rather buy a dry fit Nike shirt, have it last my whole life. You know, you get these outrageous prices, $500, $600, $700 a month, and you basically just get a sheet with some workouts on it, and basically told to fuck off, figure it out. You know, at NESP, it's the best bang for your buck. You know, you get the most out of it. You get 6 days a week for $200 a month.
You guys have had so many athletes like take it to that next level of college sports.
Yep. This year alone, we had Sean Holland go to UCLA, Hayden Moses and Ray go to Vanderbilt for football, and then baseball. All UNH kids. We've got Tai Chan at Notre Dame playing. Just a few off the top of my head that I can think of that from this year alone.
AM's going to West Stanford
Yeah,
for football.
yeah.
I just saw that. You just announced.
AM had a full scholarship to Harvard, rejected that, and got a full ride to Stanford. So,
That's sick. For football, I mean, I think I heard a story. He just started playing football like his
he just moved
freshman
from
year.
yeah, he got here I believe his freshman year, from Jamaica. Never played football and was
Big
just
cricket guy. I heard.
yeah. So there's got to be some translation of
Yeah.
athletics there, but yeah, great kid, super humble, very smart kid. So I'm excited to see what he does the next 4 years.
Yeah, we had to play him my sophomore year, and I just remember watching him. I was like, "Holy shit, who the fuck is this?"
Yeah, it's a blur. He's just
Like,
a blur.
He's so fast,
You give
so
him-
fast, so athletic. Jump over you, cut around you, go through you if he wants to.
Yeah.
Crazy.
And is for pound might be one of the strongest kids in the gym too, which says a lot. You know, you can't go to these schools and play in these divisions and without putting in the work.
Yeah,
And the best place to put in the work is NESP.
it is.
You know.
It is. Let's see what else I got for us here. Talked about Westside Barbell. Talked about NESP. What do you think it is about the conjugate method that makes it so universal throughout all sports? Because you guys have sent players to go play basketball at Division I level, baseball, football, what other sports? Wrestling?
Yeah, some wrestling kids. Baseball, football, lacrosse, wrestling. I'd like to get more soccer and basketball athletes.
We got Shifty Jeff, though.
Yeah, Shifty Jeff. Yeah, you got a couple basketball kids, but I'd like to get more.
Reese is pretty good, too. I've been keeping up with him. He's been balling
Yeah,
out.
Reese is an animal. He'll be he's starting back up in March, so it should be fun getting him back in.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the conjugate system, it's just what separates it from everyone else's. Everything else is there's no staleness. You know, you're not doing the same shit over and over. Some of the accessory work might be the same from week to week, but that's just to build our weaknesses. You know, the conjugate system is all about exposing yourself and your weaknesses. You know, so we'll take you, Maximus, for an example, right?
I don't really have that many weaknesses, though.
So in the lockout of the bench, right? You struggle more at the lockout than on the chest. So that just means that your triceps are weak. So we'll just hammer triceps for the next couple of weeks really heavy. And then we'll test your max again and see what your weaknesses are. Stuck at the bottom of the bench, more chest and shoulders and lats, you know. Yeah, staleness in other programs doing the same repetitive movements week after week, month after month, everything. The conjugate system just shakes it all up. You've got hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of max variations, you know, bands and chains off the pins, pulling from different depths on the box squat, split stance, one-legged, all the hinges, all the benches, anything.
Do you feel like it's difficult to manage all of those just because of like it's so much and like you don't and you don't like it's hard to gauge? Like I just feel like that would be a lot to manage just mentally for yourself.
At times I wouldn't say I feel overwhelmed, but I can definitely feel like my brain working. You know, I can feel the pistons being fired in there. Especially when you got kids on, you know, everyone has a different program. Everyone has different goals. They might come together on some goals and then separate, but yeah, it's a lot of brain power to keep control over these exercises, and you know, you're always thinking of new cool things to do or new beneficiary things.
New equipment.
Yeah, new equipment.
You just got that nice wheelbarrow thing.
Yeah.
That thing's sick.
The wheelbarrow.
That thing's a bastard though.
Yep.
My forearms are like.
Oh, it's the worst. We'll throw some fat grips on there in a couple weeks once you guys get used to it. But yeah, even like with just the wheelbarrow, there has to be over like 100 different things we can do with that, and it's, you know, walk on the ATP while with the wheelbarrow, you know.
Jesus.
Yeah, that's when that's when we're doing this week. Walk on the ATP with the wheelbarrow.
But you must have like a lot of fun with it too, just like coming up with like the crazy shit that.
Yeah, it's great. It's like it's fun for you guys, you know.
Yeah, sometimes.
Who the fuck wants to go to the gym every Monday and
do the same shit?
Do a 5x5 straight bar squat. It sucks. So we'll do fun stuff. A couple different special bars, boxes, bands, chains. But
do
the
you
Conjugate.
think that being an adopter of the Conjugate method thing is like more expensive just in terms of like all the equipment that.
100%.
But
100%.
you think it's definitely worth it?
Yeah, because every piece of equipment is a specialized piece of equipment. Like those inverse curls. 2-3 times the amount of just a regular leg curl. Like when you lay on your stomach and curl, it's the reverse hypers they're a fair price, but the ATPs ridiculous. Yeah, it's like a down payment on a Hellcat.
Jesus, that's fun.
You know, but it's worth it. You know, you guys need that shit. So
yeah, that's big. And then you feel like you really get the most out of the equipment too, especially when you see athletes take it to that next level. And you don't really see that. Yeah,
it's awesome because we had a kid that squats like 600-700 pounds, right? And he gets on the ATP with just 90 pounds on it. Kid can't walk for a minute, you know. Yeah. So it's like nice to see like how exposing this equipment is to the human body, you know.
Yeah, it's tough. I'd say tough is the reverse hyper. That fucks me up sometimes.
Yeah, it never gets easier.
No, because it hurts. It hurts, but then you know that like it feels like it's not good for your back. But then,
no, it feels horrible.
But then the next day, I'm like, it's not sore. It feels like stronger.
Yeah, it's
like it feels like, oh shit, I'm not supposed to be feeling like this.
Well, you're firing your spinal erectors, and your glutes and your hamstrings and your upper back, and then you're getting your spine is decompressing on the way down. So it's not just, a lot of kids just think you just swing the weight or control the weight or whatever, but you really, there's so much behind like just that one simple movement of raising your legs up and torquing your back. And there's so many health benefits. Like the guy Louis Simmons broke his back. Couldn't do anything. All I did was belt squat on the ATP and reverse hyper. Mm-hmm. Came back. I think it was like late 60s and squatted over 700 pounds.
It's fucking crazy.
Just unheard of. To do that. Yeah, out of his mind. But like just those two pieces of equipment alone, you know, brought this guy back. Didn't do anything else. Belt squatted and did reverse hypers. That's all his lower body. That's all his like spine would allow him to do. Yeah. And then he just got back and threw 700 on the bar and fucking crushed it.
Up and down type shit.
Yeah.
But I feel like there's a lot of injury prevention that kind of goes into what we do at NESP, because the number one thing that I realized, like, playing this football season, because I was the only kid on my whole team to train at NESP, and I got a lot of shit for that.
Yeah.
From my coaches and some of my teammates.
Yeah, there's a weird little cultish behavior in Tewksbury.
Sometimes, but it's alright.
Sorry, I was a part of it too.
I'm breaking free from it at this point in my life.
Yeah, you just gotta get out of the Tewksbury matrix, man.
Yeah, I'm trying to break free from the matrix, but I'm working on it. But yeah, like, ankle injuries were fucking horrible on our team this year. I think every single one of our players had an ankle injury.
Yeah.
And I did not.
And I
think that there's
people think that shit's common. Like, that shouldn't be common.
No. You're doing basic athletic movements.
Yeah, you're not doing anything crazy. I could see if, like,
you get rolled on by, like, a vacuum.
Yeah, like, and there's always, like, freak accidents, you know, and shit like that happens. But, like, when you start to, like, it's kind of like watching, like stocks, you know. You notice the trends in, like, certain, like, teams' programs. Like, Central had a bunch of, like, hamstring issues. Tewksbury has a bunch of ankle issues, you know. Chelmsford had a lot of back stuff going on, weird shit. But it's weird because you can see, like, the trends and, like, strength programs throughout all these different teams, and you can see what's going on with it, what's going wrong with it. And NESP's, like, biggest thing is injury prevention. The best way to stay injury free is to be as strong as you can possibly be. It's so simple. There's no, like, there's no key, like, there's no, like, secret with, like, injury prevention. It's just be strong. You have to be strong, because if you're not strong, then your body will break. Weak things break.
It's true.
You know, and that's, like, the biggest part of NESP is injury prevention. And of course on GPP, our rest days, we do a lot of mobility work and all that stuff. But the biggest thing you can do is just be strong.
Yeah, I guess that makes sense, because, like, you just think about, like, kids who are kind of undersized and, like, playing the wrong sport. Sometimes it's just play, like, football for the first time, they just get
rocked.
Yeah, like, killed. Like, first practice, it's like clockwork.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you see a kid, you're like, oh, he's not gonna last the season. Like, usually the bigger kids make it through the season. That's how it works. NESP gets you as strong as possible.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see what we got. What else we got? We got Alright, so what do you think that the benefits of, like, the connection between, like, the mind and body, like, how do you think that your physical state affects your mental state, and vice versa?
Exercise has been shown to how do I say this? Improve your physical exercise. Movement is medicine. I'll steal that from Lulu. Movement is medicine, you know. You know, if you sit around all day and you scroll on TikTok, watch Facebook, you know, all these Instagram reels and all this VR shit and TVs, everything, you know, any screen is just poison for your brain, poison for your body. You know, you just sit there all day and you scroll, your posture becomes bad. You get this weird little, you know, it's just it's so detrimental to your psyche as well as your body, you know. And I think working out is the best thing we can do for our mental health and our physical health.
Yeah. Just like, yeah. I mean, that's kind of like goes without saying, but just like I figured I'd ask just, you know. But this is the question I sent you before. This was a good one. I already sent you this one, but are you more motivated by the remembrance of the pain and failure of the past, or the opportunities for triumph and success of the future?
Oh, this is a hard one. Because it's like, I'd say the person I was a couple years ago was definitely motivated by the pains and failures and the heartache from the past, right? But I think as you grow as a person, you know, older and wiser and, you know, more experience in life, you become motivated by the possible outcomes and what could happen in a positive way. You know, you kind of you leave like a negative mindset into a positive one, you know. And if it's tough because I'm trying to think of it now. Like, I think a healthy balance between both, maybe.
Yeah.
So
It's weird.
It's a tough question. It's
one
like
of our big sayings at Diesel University is fueled by pain. That's what we have on the wristband.
the pain is pain and heartache and all that sad shit is a huge motivator. I think.
More so than
I think
any success. I think it's more powerful of a motivator.
yeah, it's definitely more you can like feel it more, you know. It's more real than, you know, some obtainable goal out in the distance, you know.
Yeah.
But it's important to like to not let that shit consume you, you know. You need to have a healthy balance. You know, yin and yang, right?
Yeah.
You need to, 'cause if you're always hurt or in pain, then something's not right, you know.
Yeah.
You gotta have,
It's like self-destructive in a way.
yeah, but definitely pain is a huge loss and pain is a huge motivator, I think.
Yeah.
More than you know, possible outcomes.
Yeah. But it's good to have a little bit of both. Like,
Fuck yeah.
but like when shit comes down to it, like on the last rep, what do you think about? You think about some fuck shit that happened, or like this is gonna get me stronger, or like, remember what she said to me that one time?
Well, so I'm a little different. So squat, someone's trying to hold me down underneath water, trying to drown me. Someone's got me by my neck and it's pushing my fucking head down. If I don't get up, then I die.
That's pain.
That's pain. Same thing with deadlifts. Someone's trying to fucking drown me, and if I don't stand up out of the water, then I'm dead. Bench, I've always like envisioned myself with my son. I don't have a kid, but imaginary son, underneath a burning car, and if I don't push that fucking car up, then, you know, we die. So definitely pain. Pain is a great motivator. I'm not benching saying, if I'm like struggling at the top of the rep and I'm like, oh my god, if I get this, I'll be so much stronger and I'll hit a new PR. No, it's if I don't fucking get this up, I'm dead. You know, it's definitely pain.
That's
Is
good.
pain is a motivator.
I could like permission to adopt that.
Yeah, 100. I definitely recommend envisioning someone trying to fucking drown you when you're deadlifting. It's puts you in like a
survive, like flips the
switch.
Hardwired for survival. It just flips that switch automatically.
Mhm. That's why like a lot of my lifts, super bad habit, but I tend to like close my eyes. It's not good. Should never do it, but I find myself, it's a bad habit I have to break still.
Yeah.
But yeah, my eyes are always closed when I'm benching. I'm trying to fucking
push the car up.
Yeah, get the fucking
save your son.
Yeah, get the flaming car in my eyes, you know.
Yeah. It's pretty good though. It's good. I'm gonna adopt that.
That's a nice mindset.
Take it. Yeah.
No.
I'm not gonna claim it as my own, but I'm definitely gonna take it. Let's see what else we have. What do you think the biggest turning point in your life was? Do you think it was when you started with NESP?
Read that question one more time.
Just what do you think the biggest turning point in your life is, like in general? Because I know you've talked about how you've changed and evolved as a human.
Let's say I was reborn again with NESP. Because like before that, I hate going back and keep talking about it, but I was in such like a bad place and like felt worthless and shit, and you know, I started believing like that I wasn't a good person. And then NESP, Joe gave me a second chance. Second chance I did not deserve, and it really like opened my eyes. Yeah.
Who Who was your biggest role model as a kid?
I don't know. Like I said, I didn't like really watch TV or anything. I don't know. I guess like just the older guys, like the football team and shit like that. Like a couple guys. I don't remember any of their names, but just the older guys in the gym and stuff like that. You know, you always want to like. I always wanted to look and like be big. You know. So I guess I don't know. I didn't really have any like role models. My father was a role model. Joe's close to my age, but still a role model to me. Yeah. Say my father and Joe.
Yeah. All right. So I know you've been experimenting a little bit with jiu-jitsu.
Yeah.
How's that going for you?
It's great. It's such like a closely related sport to wrestling that it like you just jump right in. You know,
Yeah.
I've already got like the base down. You know, now I'm like starting to get more in depth with like the technique and like actually like using leverage and not relying on like just strength the whole time. You know,
Yeah.
it's learning stuff. I've been taking some time off of it recently, due to some injuries. Some weird stuff's going on with my neck and hamstrings not working. But it's been really, really fun, especially like as an adult. Like, it's not like I don't know, go join a flag football team or go play fucking cricket down at Tewksbury, Livingston Street.
Yeah.
But
And some of the guys that are down there at Evolution, I was down there for a little while when I was training there, but like I didn't take it that seriously. I was in like 7th, 8th, 9th grade.
Oh yeah, it's as an adult. I think it's.
Some of those guys are jacked too.
Yeah,
they're tough. You know that one guy who's a cop. He's, I forget. I don't know his name, but he's.
There's a couple cops down there.
He's got like huge biceps, short, Hispanic guy.
Oh yeah, he doesn't go to Evolution anymore.
Really, that guy was.
Yeah,
he was. Wrestle with
yeah, he was a beast. I'm trying to think of his name. Doesn't matter. But yeah, I think as an adult, like, you gotta find something to do, and I think everybody should try a combative sport at least once in their life. You know, I think it's such like a necessary skill to have in your back pocket. You know, how to defend yourself.
Shit comes down to.
Yeah,
like,
I mean.
like, you gotta necessarily use it every day, but like.
No, you should never ever have to use it. But I mean, it's always.
When you do, or if you do.
It's, you know, it's like the old saying. It's better to be a warrior in a garden than a gardener in a war.
Yeah.
You know.
I like that one. I've heard that one before.
Yeah. It's, you know, it's always good to have some self-defense method or practice in your back pocket. You know.
Yeah. Makes sense. Let's see what else we have left. So, I know you talked a little bit about like your own role models. Like, what role do you think that you've played in like like your athletes' lives, and like how do you try and strive to be a positive role model to them?
I never really like thought about it until like just this year. I started to like really notice like the impact that, you know, I have on these young athletes. You know,
Yeah.
I got a text from a couple parents and stuff like that here and
I
there.
sent you a message too.
Yeah, Maximus. You were one of the, like the first ones that, you know, it really like clicked in my head, and I was like, fuck, I didn't realize like how, not, this sounds bad, but like how important I am to these kids. You know, like,
because like
without,
when I first started at NESP, I was like in actually like a tough spot. Cause,
yeah.
like, I was like undersized to play, and like I had my grandfather just passed away before that season. I changed my number to number 64. I was always 75 growing up. I was like, this is my year. This is the year I'm gonna break out. Like Then I changed my number to 64, ready to go. Didn't play at all. Sat on the bench. I literally would cry like before the games and shit because I knew mentally I knew I could play.
Yeah.
Like I knew everything. I had everything like down. Physically, I just couldn't get it done. And when I got to NESP, I was like, I went from being somebody who couldn't get it done physically to somebody who was advanced physically. And then once I was beginning to realize that, I had so much like appreciation for you and the method that you've instilled, and like even just like some of the values beyond physical, like just like the mental values that you instilled in me and continue to instill in other athletes, like was very valuable to me. And I think a lot of other athletes would agree with that.
Yeah, I don't. You know, for like a physical fitness center, I think there's a lot of wisdom at NESP. You know, there's a lot of
experience.
Yeah,
like a lot of guys who have done shit and been there, and like if you look up to somebody at NESP who's like doing what you want to do, like kids will look up to Tai Chan and say, I want to be in Tai Chan's position. Hey, I can go up and talk to Tai and ask him about his experience and how he got to where he is now.
Yeah,
like that's valuable for kids. Like, where can a 5-year-old kid go up to a fucking Division I athlete and say, hey,
work out next to him?
Yeah, work out next to him.
Yeah, and
like see, oh, this kid's been going here since he was in 9th grade. I've been going here since I was in 5th grade.
Just imagine what I'll do.
Yeah, know? Like that's valuable for a kid to see that. That's been valuable for me to see that. I don't know if I'm necessarily playing at Division I level, but I'm continuing my athletic career in other ways, and like that was a huge motivator for me.
Yeah, no, it's great. Like we've got kids in there that can't even they can't even tie their shoes, right? Never even seen a weight before, you know, barely on so low on the depth charts in sports. They'll never see the field, and they're working out next to like top tier Division I athletes, you know, like Morris, Tai Chan, Sean Holland, all these guys, Ray, and you can like see like I think like they progress so much faster just being in like that type of environment. Yeah. It's such a competitive, it's such a camaraderie. Like there's so much camaraderie but so much competition at the same time. You know, it's like everyone's trying to outwork each other, but also they hype each other up. You know what I mean? Like it's like I don't know. It's like having a brother. I'd compare it to having like a brother.
That's. I wrote another question too. I was like, how do you think that, like, obviously you have a lot of kids who compete against each other in sports. Like I know I had a huge rivalry during training with the Chelmsford kids.
The Chelmsford squad, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I remember I texted you about Brownie. I was like, this fucking kid, I'm gonna like kick his ass and shit. And now I'm working on next to him. And like, I wouldn't say I'm friends with him, but like, you know, we're like.
At the gym, you guys are friends.
Yeah, exactly.
At the
like,
gym,
I don't
you
hang
guys
out
are
with them
friends.
outside, but like, we all have the same goal.
Yeah. Yeah, it's great seeing like Chelmsford Central, Tewksbury guy. I got to break into Tewksbury, man.
I know. I'm trying to. I'll work on it.
Chelmsford Central, a couple New Hampshire teams, but like Lowell, all these like, you know, the MVC, all these kids like that, you know, you got helmets on and you fucking hate each other, you know. You're fucking sticking your fingers through their face mask, you're stepping on ankles and shit, you know. But then you go to the gym and it's like, what's going on, man?
Yeah.
You know, you guys are all
like,
you know, you roll out together, you shoot the shit, you know, we all hype each other up for maxes, and, you know, it's like a nice little like camaraderie.
Like the competitive nature of the gym, like, isn't taken away from because we're, like, friends with each other. It's like,
yeah, it's a healthy competitive thing. It's like fuck, Mac just benched 285. I'm gonna try and get fucking 290. You know, I'm gonna try.
Have you ever had a fight in the gym at all?
No.
Like
no fights.
No tolerant.
None of that shit. That's fucking garbage. And I'm sure there's been people in the gym that like probably don't like each other. You know what I mean? Like, or maybe have some beef or some shit. But no fights or anything like that. I mean, sometimes we walk around and surprise choke some of the kids, but that's just part of their self-defense. Training.
Yeah. That's good though. I mean, you guys gotta be gas station ready.
Yeah, gas station ready. You know, you never know.
Yeah, we're working on coming up with a quote like that for Diesel. You know, it's like we got to think of like a gas station ready type of stuff.
Gas station ready is such a great. It's such a great thing, man.
And it goes with Diesel too.
It's such It's like.
But I can't take it. I mean,
you gotta message that guy and ask if like.
I could borrow it for.
Can I have the trademark for like a month? Just let me have it for a little bit.
I really love how like everybody's fucking running around and stomping their feet upstairs and have dogs fucking barking.
Yeah, this is such like a professional environment with pandemonium.
Yeah.
Upstairs.
Yeah, nice. My dad's making chicken parm for dinner tonight.
Fuck yeah.
It's good shit. You can smell it. I'm getting ready. I'm getting hungry. Fuck, I haven't eaten all day. Let's see. All right. Is there a great degree of personal pride that you feel as a trainer when you're able to help an athlete get to the Division I level? Or do you find yourself identifying more with like the general pride of the NESP community?
What was the last part?
Okay, so do you feel more of a personal pride when you help an athlete get to the Division I level? Or do you feel like a pride of like NESP?
Pride of NESP. Nothing personal. I don't like to take credit for anything. I'm showing these kids the door or the path, and they have to go through that door, go through that threshold, or walk down that path. I can't hold their hands through it. They have to do it themselves. I can tell them what they need to do, to the best of my knowledge, and what I think needs to happen. And, you know, obviously with their training program, I think I know what's best. But yeah, definitely pride for NESP, not myself. Everything's for NESP.
Yeah.
Live and die by it, you know.
You get the tattoo too.
Yeah.
What went into that decision?
I don't know. Free promotion. People, you know, I'm walking down the boulevard at Hampton Beach in the summer, and people are like, what the fuck is NESP? You know, it's a great training facility. You should come try it out. You know, it's a nice little, like...
Maybe you get a nice beach babe. Come down there.
Yeah,
maybe. Do a couple squats. Later.
Yeah, I don't know. Not too many. Got a couple female athletes.
Yeah,
but,
have you thought about trying to reach more into the female athlete, or do you think?
It's tough. We've got a couple good ones, like really high level athletes that come down, but I mean, if you were a girl walking into NESP at 3 p.m., you'd probably be like, what the fuck is going on?
Yeah.
You know?
It's a tough environment. You can have like a certain
And a lot of girls are starting to, I think, train more seriously throughout the years, especially with sports. But I mean, I don't know. It's tough to break into the female.
Yeah, just like in terms of like the environment and like the meshing.
Yeah, I'd like to get a female strength conditioning coach that knows her shit. That knows West Side. I've talked to a couple interns, but they NASM. They do the NASM training, and I absolutely.
What's NASM?
It's like the national I don't know. It's like one of like the most prestigious training certifications in the country.
Yeah.
But any jagoff can get that. Any jagoff can get any personal training certificate. You know, you just gotta pay a fee, take a test. Most of the shit's open book. But yeah, it's tough finding someone that knows the Conjugate system and that has a personality. You know, a lot of Conjugate system people are serious powerlifters and are already working at other colleges, schools, and have their own gyms and stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, if I can find a female that knows the Conjugate system, hired right away. We can break into the female.
Yeah. We're gonna one of our viewers hit him up. Yeah. Let's see. We're just gonna try to. I feel like this is like the chaos of this is kind of like. There's a lot of shit going on right now. All right. I'll ask one question. One final question.
Final question. What do you got for me?
If you were to go back in time to give your high school self as an athlete one piece of advice, what would it be? And as it applies to, like, I'm sure other athletes as well.
I would take injuries serious and know the difference between an injury and being hurt. I don't know why it's gotta be like the tough guy mentality, like, I'm not hurt, you know. But I mean, like, tearing your labrum and blowing your MCL out and shit like that, and high ankle sprains and all this like fucked up shit, broken bones, and never getting it fixed, never having surgery, never, you know, just being like, oh, I'll fix it myself, or I'll get over it. Definitely know when you're injured and know when you're hurt, and take your injuries seriously and do like the prehab and the rehab to get yourself back right. Yeah, definitely more prehab work. I mean, I just fucking bench, squat, and then deadlift every fucking day in high school. I didn't do shit else. That's all I did. I'd fucking squat for an hour, deadlift for an hour, or bench for an hour.
That's it.
That's fucking it. That's it. Granted, I was strong as a fucking bull, but yeah, definitely not the best training style.
No. Doesn't seem
not
maintainable.
Yeah, not optimal at all. Not maintainable. Yeah, tough. But yeah, definitely. Yeah. Keep your shit together. You know,
No.
Stay injury free. A lot of rehab. Definitely. Yeah. Take the injury seriously, because I'm paying the price now.
Yeah.
I'm just a walking ball of hurt in
Yeah,
the body.
How old are you right now?
25. So still young.
Too young to be feeling like that, though.
Yeah, like my fucking shoulders just. I don't bench anymore. Like, I can't even
If
bench.
you live to 100, you're 1/4 of the way through your life.
Oh, I'll say that. That's scary.
Yeah, you gotta fucking get your shit together or something.
Yeah, I'll figure it out.
Yeah, I mean, you always do. Adapt and overcome.
Adapt and overcome. Be adaptable. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't have much else for you. It's been a great fucking podcast.
Fuck yeah, Maximus.
First one, Broc. Appreciate you.
You know, Maximus, you're a great American.
Thank you, appreciate that.
You're a great American.
That's what I try to do.
I'm excited to see what the university does.